So my name is Jeff Morgan, and to be honest with you, I'd rather not be here today. I'd rather be playing with my grandchildren. I haven't seen my grandchildren now for 3 years, and it breaks my heart. We had been so close, and my daughter had sent me a text that says, "Dad, I hope you're always close to Cruz and Gideon. Because if you are, they're going to be good. They're going to turn out okay." And a couple of months later, I was falsely accused of making a Children's Protective Service report. And shortly after that, I was sued by my daughter, had to go through court proceedings, saw that the perjury was not an issue with the court. There's no problem with perjury. And as anybody's followed the Facebook page that I have, you probably have seen that I've responded just recently. But so what really got me involved though was in 2012 I went through a divorce that kind of shocked me. I had heard, and Scott, thank you for talking about Christy. Christy's a friend of mine, and when I saw what happened, I said, how can this be happening in the United States of America? Unilateral divorce, where all of a sudden you can lose everything. You can lose your house, you can lose your family, you can have a change in legal status, you can have all sorts of other things put upon you, and not that you've done anything wrong. Divorce is a remedy in instances of, say, adultery or beating somebody or abandonment. But no fault divorce, there's no fault, supposedly. And yet you're being punished. And the family is being destroyed. And society and the church is silent. I said something's wrong. And that's when I read Stephen Baskerville's book. And he put a framework into my mind to see how badly the system is. And as I started to go through other things, I found out every single thing, no matter how far down the rabbit trail you go, there's just more and more layers and levels of corruption. Whether it be with CPS, whether it be with the whole thing with the parental rights, whether it be with grandparent alienation, parental alienation, whatever the case is, we're silent. And our society is destroying the upcoming generation. And our government and our state has become complicit. So as a father, as a grandparent, as people know me, I'm remarried, I've got a wonderful wife, wonderful life with her, but my grandchildren, what has happened to them? My children right now don't talk to me because somehow I've become bitter over this whole thing. And because I'm talking about issues that we as a society and as a church need to address. My number one issue is the repeal of no-fault divorce.
Yeah.
The unilateral divorce. I understand that some people may say two people without children may want to say that they want to no longer be together. Whether that's right or wrong, I understand that that's something that may be a decision that they make, but once you bring children into this world, as others have said, that should be a 20-year commitment. It should be a lifetime commitment. The best interest of the children in almost every single instance is to be raised in an intact family with a father and a mother who learn how to love each other and get along, period. When we hear about the Texas Family Code talking about the best interest of the children, and by the way, everybody knows what the best interest of the children is except for the parents. The judge may know the best interest of the child, the guardian ad litem, the social worker, but somehow the parents don't know what the best interest of the child is. But the whole best interest of the child is a lie, because the best interest of the child in almost every single instance is to be raised in an intact family with the natural mother and father who love each other and who learn how to get along, period. So what do I bring to this movement? When I was looking at some of the stuff, people know that I'm a man of faith, and I was like, God, what do I do? And it was like he spoke to Moses, what is that in your hand? And all I could say was, it's a camera. said, use it. And I'm like, well, that's good, but I don't know how to use a camera. So what I've done is I've tried to go where other people have been speaking to film, do my own videotaping, putting them on YouTube, hoping to bring some awareness. In 2012, I was working for the Santorum campaign, and I thought I was helping in a situation that I figured, okay, somebody's going to watch me doing this, and within about 2 weeks, they're going to say, Brother Jeff, would you mind if I took this over? Because you really don't know what you're doing, and I can do it so much better. And I thought, that's wonderful. Well, within about 2 weeks, they were calling me the expert, and I'm like, oh, we're in a world of hurt right now. What I've been so encouraged by today is how many people have talents and gifts that we can bring together and use. I mean, you look at what we're talking about. We have to have databases to contact these different people. We need to have organized, Mark's talked about this, organized public awareness campaigns. We need to work together and not apart from each other. And the marketing aspect, we work together. I think that the entire system needs to be changed. You may or may not agree with me as far as my assessment of the unilateral divorce. That's my position. The second thing is for the grandparents. As a grandfather, maybe you aren't a grandparent yet. Someday you will be. And I get bugged by people who say, we're parents, and your rights are derived rights from us. Grandparents don't have any rights. That is a very selfish view, in my opinion. The nuclear family is a relatively recent innovation in Western culture. Most cultures of the world look at family as being larger than just mother, father, and child. People from Asia, from Africa, from other places of the world, from India, the family is a much larger unit. We've had nurses that watch my stepson that are from other parts of the world. And when grandparents want to come over, it is the child's responsibility to make sure that they get over there with travel money, to keep them as long as they want. That grandparent is important to the child. Dr. Roma Hang said that, in her opinion, in the 21st century, the most important role in the family will be that of a grandparent. So those are my passions. I also, as many of you know, I support anything that I can to help in the situation. I had a little bit of something to play with the meeting with Attorney General Ken Paxton, with filming things at the parental rights rally. I'll do whatever I can. I'm so thankful that you guys, Gabriel, for bringing this together. And I will contribute however I can to make things better for our children and grandchildren.